most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heine, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
All right, the title of today's program, change this one simple thing or your shoulder pain never goes away.
Say no more, Bob.
What are you looking at? By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to our website, bobandbrad.com, because we're always giving something away. Right now, we're giving away a mattress.
Oh,
a
really,
Sleepovation
Bob?
mattress, yeah. You'll also find the contest pinned to the top of the page under Facebook. It's under the giveaway section under Bob and Brad. Or you can go to Twitter and Instagram or TikTok for 60 seconds of Bob and Brad a day. All right, the shoulder. This key component, it's the foundation of the shoulder, Brad. If this
Shoulder joint?
No. If this one thing isn't in place, what I'm talking about is the shoulder blade.
The scapula.
The scapula
Right.
of the shoulder blade. It's going to affect the rest of the shoulder, and we're going to show you how that works. One thing, like, for example, if you're rounded out like this guy is, look at how his upper back is rounded out. Yep. That moves this shoulder blade forward. Let me grab a shoulder blade.
Yeah.
I just happen to have a spare one.
Oh, nice.
So if I round out like that, that shoulder blade is going to move forward and out of place. What that does, it moves the humerus or the shoulder bone forward.
It changes the mechanics.
It changes the mechanics of it. Yep. A simple way to show this, Brad. You want to show how
yes.
Bending over?
Right. So if we're slouched, things are moved forward, just like Bob demonstrated, and I try to reach up.
Look how high he only goes.
I can reach that far, but if I change and pull the shoulder blades back where they belong, I can reach up at least 20 to 30 degrees higher without any pain, no effort. It's a basic biomechanical thing that therapists are aware of.
Right. So what happens is when he's bent over like that, or if the shoulder blade's out of place, you can see here. Are you focused on this, Mike? There's actually the supraspinatus tendon. We have it kind of outlined in pink here, or covered in pink.
Yeah, it sticks out that way.
So what happens is that shoulder blade's forward, this bone's forward, and then when you lift, can you see how it's pinching?
If you stick your finger in there, then you just imagine your finger being that tendon.
So what happens over time, you pinch, and it wears out, and you start getting tendonitis. You keep going, and all of a sudden you have a rotator cuff tear.
Right.
Or rotator cuff tendinopathy, something, you know. So didn't you just did some research, Brad, or found some research that said 70% of shoulder problems are from that impingement, right?
Well, yeah, I believe we got it from Dr. Kirsch.
Okay.
Yeah, the orthopedic surgeon for shoulders.
So what we want to do, we want to get the shoulder blade back in place. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to definitely work on your posture, and we got to work on this rounded out posture. And the thing is, you've got a lot of tough ligaments that are holding the bones in place here. If you've been doing this for a long time, you might need some help in stretching that. You're going to need a little assistance. You're going to do a little mobilization.
Sure.
So Brad, do you want to show that first, and then I'm going to show them a daily thing they could do.
Right. So we're going to lay on our back. And what you can use at home, what works good, you can take a tennis ball, works nice.
Yeah.
You can start with that. If that's, what we're going to do is lay on it.
Well, why don't I show Brad, first where we're going to hit.
Yeah, there you go.
So Brad, when he lays on this, he's going to lay on it so that it hits this area, this area, this area. He wants to hit all right in this upper back between where the scapula is, and that's going to loosen this up, pull the scapula back in place. It'll be a lot easier to have your posture. He's got to do it on both sides, here, here, and here, 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 and here.
Right. So now I'm going to go like this. And so it's not on the spine. There's that muscle between the shoulder blade.
Yeah, he's
and
off
the
to
spine.
he's off to the side of the spine.
So I'm below the shoulder blade on the one side. Now, if you do this and it's really uncomfortable and painful because you're not used to it,
and that's going to be my guess. It's going to be uncomfortable for you because Brad's been doing this now. Has it been helping, Brad? By the way.
Oh, I actually look forward to doing it now.
I do too.
I don't use a tennis ball. I did advance to the back pod because it does
Right.
work better. But this isn't bad. Now with that a folded up towel, it's much more comfortable, and I'm working my way up. Now with the ball, I can actually roll my way up to get all three locations. Um, and you're going to spend maybe a minute or two on each side,
Or less.
or less. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
I
if you-
do about a little less. Here we have a lacrosse ball, which is more aggressive than the tennis ball. So that you wouldn't want to start with. You could use it after a while, or you just have to use a towel. Here's the back pod. Now, this is made specifically for this particular exercise. And
our-
again,
our good friend from New Zealand invented this.
we haven't met him yet, but we've talked to him online, and
Yeah.
he's a nice guy. He's done some really nice research on this. So I'm going to lay on this, and this is what I use, and it's spread out a little bit. It is pretty firm, but it's spread out, and it catches those muscles very nicely by the
It's
shape
made
of
for
it.
this.
Yeah.
It's made for this. And I'll tell you, it's really helped my posture. It's really helped the knot pain I was getting up in the upper back here. But it's just brought my shoulders back better than they ever have been for a long time.
Are you done talking, Bob?
Well, I wanted to say this too, Brad. It is very expensive. I always have to say this, Brad, because that's why we give people the non-expensive version first.
Right.
This is like $80, I believe, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, that's right in that.
Yeah,
area.
we understand why we've made products, and when you're a small person, a small company, it costs you so much to get the molds made and stuff like that. So, just to be aware. But it's
You're done now, Bob.
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
now after all that, the reason I'm doing this,
Yes.
as a matter of fact, I did a video and I was just showing how to do this. And Steve wrote an email. He says, "Well, when you're doing that, make sure," because he watched the video, "make sure you do this, and that gets those shoulder blades moving with the mobilization on the muscles, and it can be a key component. So do that while
And
you're
you're
doing
taking deep breaths while you're doing that, because
Right.
that's moving that rib cage and making it loosen up.
that. I don't have to
So-
do both sides for the camera.
Yeah,
but-
no, you don't. That's good, Brad. Are you done now?
Yeah.
All right. Next thing, you can go ahead. You can take like a broomstick or something.
Mm.
We use the Booyah stick. Again, we want to make sure you have inexpensive options. You might have maybe put some tape on the end of a broomstick so that it'll kind of hold in place.
Yeah, you could
I had one
do
lady that did that. It
Yeah.
worked for her.
Or if you do it on carpet, it's okay.
Yeah, if you do it on carpet, it's okay. What we're going to do is the Statue of Liberty. We're putting a little traction on the shoulder, and it actually kind of loosens up the shoulder blade too. I found out. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the chair here like this. Grab on as high as I can. Like you might only be able to go this high to start off with, then lean forward and do it. But eventually you want to work your way up so you're all the way up, and it really stretches that shoulder, and it starts putting that shoulder blade back in place.
Now, make sure you grab and you hold on. Don't let it slide down. I had a patient that I didn't explain it well enough, I guess, and he was letting it slide because he thought he was supposed to. But no, you grab and hold, and you'll feel it pulls that humerus up. And this is right out from that shoulder book from
Yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Kirsch.
Kirsch. I'm sorry.
Kirsch with a K.
Yeah. Next one. This is the one I invented. Thank you
Okay.
very much. So this is the chicken wing, Brad named it. So I'm going to stretch this one.
So yeah,
And-
this-
Yep. So this palm goes out. This palm goes forward.
that's critical.
Yep, that's critical. And you might start by just going up like this to get a little bit of internal rotation of the shoulder.
Now, the higher you go, it might get painful, so
Yeah.
don't go that high.
And then eventually I got this stick. It's going past my head. It's not hitting my head. And I'm going to pull up. And Brad, show what the shoulder blade is doing. See how it's down kind of now?
Yep. Now,
And this puts it right up in place, doesn't it?
right. So it's if we took that shirt off of Bob's and
And
we
God
could see
forbid that we would do that. But
well, we're a family channel.
yeah,
So this is actually moving that shoulder blade where we want it.
it's
just
mobilizing it. It's really
Yes.
kind of leveraging it to move it back in place.
so when I'm laying down and you're doing the mobilization with the tennis ball or the back pod, that sets you up to get this even more effective.
Yep. And I'm hoping we believe that it might be stretching the capsule a little bit around the shoulders. So
Right. And that would go along with the extension that McKinsey theory, which
right.
is very well
We should
known.
talk about how often do we do these, Brad? So I do that like once a day.
Right. Right.
And like you said, maybe 30 seconds on each spot or whatever.
Exactly.
The booyah stick, I do just once a day.
Mhm.
I do with a hanging. And I do this.
Yep.
I just do it very fast, very quickly. But if you're having pretty major shoulder problems, you might want to do it 3 times a day.
Right.
So
as long as each time you're doing it, you're feeling good about it. It's not irritating it. If it's irritating, you're going too aggressive.
right. I'm going to show one more, Brad. Well, one that doesn't involve any equipment is you can just throughout the day do shoulder squeezes.
Sure.
Just trying to get back. And I find a lot of people, or like the W, I
Yep.
like the W, squeeze back. I've had shoulder patients, Brad, that got significantly better just from doing these.
Right.
Just throughout the day.
Not only-
doing
yeah.
like 5 in a row.
And not only does it help your shoulders, it improves your posture, your breathing. There's so many. It's just an all around good exercise.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna go.
we're
You're
gonna
gonna
go to
show
the-
them the full.
Do you want to show it, Brad? Because
This is our
you're
top
sh-
secret.
yeah, you're shorter than I am. So this is the wall hanging unit. These are the wall hanging handles. And this is a great way to stretch the shoulders out. Again, based on Dr. Kirsch's book, how this alone can help rotator cuff problems and impingement problems. I also do sometimes the little shoulder retraction. Yeah, just like that. I work the shoulder blades a little bit just like that by doing that along with it.
It's great for your posture, and you get some lumbar distraction and lumbar.
Yeah, traction.
Yeah,
Very
what's
see.
the other big word that there? It's always traction for us. Decompression.
Decompression. There we go. So
So-
I have this set up in my office, and down from my office, and every like half hour I go out and I hang on.
Hang out a little.
Yeah. So what happens after I've been sitting for a while, I'm actually starting to slump a little bit,
Yep.
and I do that, and I feel a little bit of cracking of my lower back, believe it or not, when I hang like that. So
Yeah, it's definitely it's gonna be very popular. It's very nice.
yeah. All right, you look taller, Brad. All right, remember Brad and I can fix just about anything.
Except for,
A broken heart.
but we are working on it.
Yep. It's about time you get it done.